Hi everyone, now we start with the third step of our experiments or the design, because if you remember, we're trying to estimate a suitable reference model that will help us for deriving the controller that will be used for the control of our pointing moving antenna. Then after the estimation of the reference model represented by a neural network, we examine in this module, in this video, in this movie, the estimation of a fuzzy reference model. Then we, in this folder, the number 03, which is named Fuzzy System Reference Model, you can find the experiments that I designed, and especially quite quickly, so you can try them. We try different structures, and the first one is represented by the now we see the. Now, as you can see, we tried several delays, several regressors, and in particular, you find the first one. So we are considering the output as a function of the input at the same instant, the previous input, and the delayed output. As you can see, you will find two other blocks to workspace that are used for exporting the minimum and the maximum values of our inputs that are and outputs that are used for the construction of our fuzzy system. So after the generation, by using the AmphisEdit graphical user interface, we obtained this model, so you can try quite quickly and very simply to obtain it. And as far as I can see, it seems that it represents the best solution for the generation, or at least for identification. So as you can see here, that we tried. As you notice, I put here a saturation block that, in fact, if you check it, is containing the minimum and the maximum values of our output. This is included in order to prevent, especially when you are feeding back, you feed back the fuzzy model with the predicted output in order to avoid possible instabilities of our system. So you can, for example, understand that this process is quite properly, because if you, especially if you close it in as a full simulation and with noise, and you perform a simulation after, of course, the compilation, you can find that now we've simulated now quite quickly, and we found that this model can predict, as you can see here, can predict is working quite properly. And of course, there is an error, but it seems that can be useful for the design. So as an alternative to the neural network, and in fact, if you close it in as a full simulation, you will find that is working very well. In fact, and the error is very small. So it seems that perhaps the model with this choice of the regressor it seems to represent a very good option for designing your controller. And then I just show you the other experiments that I performed, for example, by considering the second generation of the data. So I'm including a further delay in the input, in both the inputs and the output. As you can see, the model of the second order, and then I tried also to, you will find another possible option when, for example, I didn't include, just a second. So I included, sorry, another delay, but it seems that is not very useful, this choice. So, and as a last also a choice, I tried to have, for example, the solution with just a second. Also with 4 delays, but it seems that it's not very useful. So I can conclude that the best, as you can perform, you can consider you make your considerations, but I feel that the best model, at least we will try it later in the next movies. But as far as I found, and I can say that the best model for reference model when you are considering a fuzzy system can be a model with this kind of regressor. So in the next movies, you will see that we will use this, or perhaps we tried also as a further option the second one. So this one, in order to see if can be improved, because in fact when you consider this solution, this one, and especially, so let's try to see quite quickly the feedback with the noise. And let's check for the variance accounted for index. We have a slightly lower, not so good results, but you can see here that it can be also the model of the second order is not working not so bad, so perhaps it can be represented as a possible choice when we are considering our starting point for the derivation of the estimation of the controller from the data. So we will consider, as you can see in the next videos, the model, the fuzzy model of the second and of the first, with the regressor with 1 delay and 2 delays. Okay. Let's move to the next series of experiments that will focus on the derivation, on the design of the controller for these models, for the neural network first, and then for the fuzzy system. Okay, thank you for your attention.